Hi everyone and welcome to my first Valentine's Day look of the week. Today I wanted to show you how to create this soft and subtle yet still beautiful and colourful Valentine's Day look. And I'm going to be using the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette for all my Valentine's Day looks this week because I just think it is the most appropriate Valentine's Day palette of life. It's just stunning. So firstly, I'm just going to highlight my brow bone with this matte shade here called Divinity. It's just a beautiful matte cream highlight shade. And then I'm going into the shade here called Cashew. And I'm just going to use a blender brush to apply that around my crease area, just to use it as a nice transition shade. I'm then going to apply dark Truffle right into that socket line, so I don't want to go any further up, and to do this I'm using a Real Techniques base shadow brush. So I'm starting out with very little product at first and then I'm just going to build it up and then take it across basically to the centre of my eye, to my pupil. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to take my other blending brush with no additional product but the blending brush I used for my transition shade, and I'm just going to blend that out. So once I'm happy that there are no harsh lines and everything looks nice and soft, I'm going into this beautiful purple shade here called Blackcurrant, and I'm just going to start applying that on the outer corner of my lids. And again, I'm using the Real Techniques base shadow brush. This is the same one I used to apply that dark Truffle shade, but I've just cleaned it off. And I'm just going to start applying this nearer to the centre of my lid once again, meeting up to that dark Truffle shade in the crease. And I've been really enjoying using the base shadow brush to apply shadow to the outer corners and blend it out. I know that with a flat shaded brush you can pack on way more product and you don't have to build it up as much as you would this way, but I just like the way that you can get that depth and it creates this soft, hazy look ready for the next shadow to go on next to it. I'm then going to apply this beautiful hot pink shadow called Totally Fetch to the middle of my eyes, leaving that inner third free of any shadow. And I'm just going to pat that on. This is not as intense as I'd hoped for. I do have Totally Fetch in another palette and I feel like the colour payoff is way better than in this palette, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But once that's on and I'm happy with the colour, I'm just going to take a Real Techniques base shadow brush, a clean one again, and I'm just going to blend it into that Blackcurrant shade. I'm then going into the shadow here called Cotton Candy, which really lives up to its name because it is just a beautiful candy floss cotton candy pink. And I'm just going to apply that to the inner third of my eye, and I'm also going to apply that over the top of Totally Fetch. And this just helps not only to blend the two shadows together, but I feel like it really changes Totally Fetch up a bit and almost gives it like a duochrome feel, which I really enjoy, and I just think it looks so soft and pretty. Moving on to eyeliner, I'm just using the MAC 266 brush to apply a small winged liner, and I want it to be quite thin. This liner is pretty dried out, which I didn't actually mind for this look because I felt like it created a more subtle black liner rather than anything that's a super harsh black line, and I just wanted this look to remain soft. I do start to apply mascara before I realise that I haven't finished the lower lash line, so I'm just going to apply mascara to my top eyelashes and then we're going to move on to the lower lash line shadows. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to take that shadow called Blackcurrant once again on a pencil brush. And I'm just going to apply that right up to the inner corner, just leaving that inner corner free for the lighter shadows. I'm then going to apply this shadow here called Sprinkles onto the inner corners of my eye, meeting up to that blackcurrant colour. And to do this, I'm just using a Real Techniques liner brush. And to highlight those inner corners even more, I'm then going to use this beautiful highlight shade here called Satin Sheets. I'm not going to apply any eyeliner whatsoever on my waterline or tightline for this look because I wanted to keep it really nice and soft and subtle. It's kind of weird for me because I feel naked without eyeliner, but that's the way it's going today. I'm moving on to coating my lower lashes with mascara. I cannot do this on camera to save my life. Things like that happen, so I'm going to let that dry before I brush it away. So let's just move on to blush. I'm going to use this beautiful blush here by Too Faced once again. I just felt like this was a really appropriate Valentine's blush, and this is in the colour Something About Very. And I'm just using a Real Techniques blush brush to apply that. And I'm just taking tiny amounts of this because it's a really pigmented blush. Moving on to highlighter, sticking again with Too Faced, I'm just going to mix these two colours together just to highlight my face. And this is the original Candlelight glow that I'm using here. So I'm just going to highlight the top of my cheekbones and my brow bones and my chin with the setting brush. And then I'm just going to use the tips of my fingers to apply a little bit to my nose and Cupid's bow. For the lips, I'm going back to an old favourite. This is the Maybelline Colorsensational lipstick in Tantalizing Taupe. I really love this colour. It's just a soft and nude shade and works really well with this look. And once that's applied, that is my first Valentine's Day look of the week complete. And I just wanted to create something really nice and soft and subtle. So I really hope you enjoyed this look, and I'll see you in my next video.